left side. Every seat by the window. I need the whole back of the bus. Everybody, move over. You too. Slide your feet over. Everything by this window. I need this. All these seats. Move over. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. Look. He deserve an EGOT, he hot, colored like a peacock. Idiot, slapper, scrapper, mad rapper, D-dot. Bad dopper, clapper, bad rapper. 3 shots, lethal weapons, lethal injections throughout your T-top. JFK smiling down through the treetops. Like hold your head, my nigga, wait for the beat drop. Old niggas wagging fingers like it's bebop. Cowboys and girls whistling world like it's teapots. My pen to make your arm heavy G-shot. While your mom trolling steady on the G. Good morning, guys. Good morning to you. I hope all is well. Welcome to the This, That, and the Third Morning Show. Good morning. I hope the sound is legit. I hope we got something good going on. Bethany, how we looking, Bethany? Scale Blazers, I think that might be the first time on the check-in for Scale. I'm not sure. Mary Brown, Ashley, Diego in the building. How are we looking and sounding? Capricorn, baby, Lady Ashterion, Ashterion. I think I got it. Lady Ashterion. I think I'm close. I think I'm close, guys. I 100% think I'm close. Salute to Lady. How we looking? Good morning. Done deals in the building on the check-in. Pseudo cute nerd. Maya Lee Sassy. Okay? We working. Salute to Pseudo cute nerd. Running the jewels already. What's going on? Memphis in the building. I thought I saw somebody said they were checking in from Japan. Let me see if I got this right. Candy of the Lands. I thought I saw a Japan check-in. Diego said Cali, right? Let me check, but Couch Potatoes in the building. Couch Potato said happy Friday. Is it Friday? It's Thursday, Couch. Couch said happy Friday Eve. So that means Thursday. Okay, say less. Say less. Where's this Japan? I saw a Japan check-in. Hold on. Candy of the Land says 716 in Chicago. That was a while back. Where's this Japan check-in? Give me a second. I know I'm not crazy. I saw a Japan check-in. Hold on, bro. I'm not starting till I find this. The Journey is shouting in from North Carolina. Oh, beautiful Leo. Oh, King JK47. Salute to Japan. Sasebo, Japan right now. Salute to Japan. Being in Japan that's just the ultimate flex. I'm gonna be honest. He outflexed us right now. He or she, right? Virginia Beach. I love Virginia Beach. That's one of my favorite places on earth. I used to get my mind right in Virginia Beach. I'm gonna be honest. Back in the day, just head down to the beach. Virginia Beach, gang. Montreal, Canada. Listen, man, the check-in is crazy today. You guys are bugging out. I love to see it. We got Canada. We got Virginia. We got Japan. Man, we like that. We are like that. Guys, listen, you know what we do here. We talk about things that's going on. First things first, I want to say, we're going to Atlanta today. We're talking Atlanta today, right? And I want to say, first things first, I don't know if you guys know, but a very popular Atlanta producer named Alley Boy has passed away of kidney failure. I want to say rest in peace to Alley Boy. I just had a really good friend of mine just have kidney surgery. I want to say yesterday. And they came out on the other side. So salute to my girl Tosh. I hope you get better, right? Tosh and Wayne. Salute. And I also want to do this story about producer Alley Boy, who passed away. I want to talk about this because he was only 42. He was only 42. The internet's acting slow today. I'm not going to do too much moving around because the rain and all this kind of stuff got the internet acting really wonky. But I want to talk about, I want to say RIP. I'm trying to get the picture up, but it's acting mad slow. So Alley Boy was born Kurt Freeman. He was a prominent Atlanta producer and co-CEO of Duct Tape Entertainment. And he wasn't primarily a producer. He died on July 20th, at age 42, following a prolonged battle with kidney disease. All right. Who was Alley Boy? Here's the picture right here. And I'm going to get to those jewels. Picture's acting crazy, loading up. He grew up in Atlanta Zone 6, Edgewood Courts, alongside his brother Big Bank Black. He helped lead Duct Tape Entertainment. The label rose to prominence in the late 2000s and earned a major distribution deal with Atlantic Records. He's known for his raw, authentic street lyricism, and he released foundational underground mixtapes, including The Gift of Discernment, War Cry, and The Definition of F. He collaborated with figures such as Future Easy, Gucci Mane, Master P, Pusha T, and Meek Mill. All right, so rest in peace to Alley Boy. It says age 45 on that picture. I have another article that says age 42. So pretty much still pretty young either way, no matter how you slice and dice it. Rest in peace to that young man, and prayers up for his family. All right. So salute to him for living a full, rich life. Pseudo cute nerd with the jewels. I appreciate you. All right. King JK said, rest in peace, Alleyway, Duct Tape Entertainment, and rest in peace, Bigger Rankin too. He was on dialysis also. Gang. This leads to how we eating, and I'm doing better with my eating. I was a pescatarian for 4 years. But I'm doing better with my eating. You don't get all the nutrients. Like when you're doing pescatarian, you got to be careful with that stuff. You don't get all the nutrients that you can. So you just got to monitor what you eat, and you got to try to eat a lot more, a variety of stuff. All right. Ashley, I appreciate you for running the jewels. Didi Monique in the building in Tokyo. Man, listen, we lit the chat lit today. Tokyo, London, we everywhere. Listen, lady said, I've been living in Japan really long time. It's been like a bell curve. They're leaning back more nationalist nowadays, unfortunately. So I have watched a couple of those YouTube videos about people who moved to Japan. I watched those. They're interesting. I just moved to Thailand. I just moved to Japan. Here's what happened. Like I watched those. So you probably have a really interesting story about living in Japan, which would make a great video. All right. Salute to Dreski, the Deity, Illy Philly, right? Nash is back. Let me see who else. Beautiful Leo said, I need to get back on to my plant-based diet. It's hard. It's hard to find things that you want to eat. It's very difficult. But this is what's happening. We just saw 2 people pass away from kidney failure and things of that nature, dying and having dialysis. I told you I was on, I had colon cancer years ago. I'm colon cancer free now. That was a long time ago, right? But what it is you got to take care of your body. That you only get one. And we're seeing a lot of black men, especially Southern black men, they're succumbing to this stuff because of eating habits and what's being put in your body. You got to put more stuff in your body that's going to balance out the bad, okay? We're going to leave it at that. So we're going to stay in Atlanta. And I don't know if you guys know, but The Real Me by Future, which if you're keeping score, Future went #1, gang. All this talk about #1. Future's The Real Me album sold 131,000 units in its first week. He is #1 right now. We don't talk about Future like we are supposed to be, I guess. But that album is #1. He currently, believe it or not, has 12 #1 albums. Future, it says that he's the fifth most #1 albums in Billboard history. So, if you're into that or not, it is a moment in time where a rapper done something of note. This is very big for Future. Once again, he's up there with the greats. And I told you I didn't. Jackson already hating. Sounds like bots. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to give the man his credit because he always goes. He always #1. So I don't know. He has a fan base, right? So what I'm going to say is salute the Future. It's a very difficult thing to do. And I don't know anybody who listens to Future like that. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know anyone who listens to Future. So in spite of me and my crowd, right? He's going #1 regardless. So salute the Future. That sold 131,000. And it seems like he has a foothold in the culture, right? He consistently stays discussed. He consistently stays in the zeitgeist, even though they're saying that his stuff is getting a little bit. Some people didn't like this album, I'm be honest. Some people didn't like this album. And they're saying it's getting a little bit repetitive. Doesn't matter, right? I think Leo just said I like listening to 10 songs, right? B said run to Atlanta. Okay. Bala over there on Twitch, my one watcher on Twitch, said colon cancer winner here too. Right? We beat it. You just got to stay up on it though. You get checkups every year. All right. CNI said rest in peace, Ali boy. 2018 song was crazy. Chapo in the building. Snarky Tees, I appreciate you for the jewels. Running jewels early in the morning. Thank you so much. All right. Diego spark one for me, Diego. I wish I could hit it. Right? Let me see what else going on. Journey said Futurist heard that making beats, but he's a trash rap. Futurist good at making beats, I think. I pay him no attention. Journey's not feeling Future at all. Like I said, a lot of people don't listen. Somehow, though, he keeps getting #1. And like I said, I think this album, they talked more about this album not being good than I've heard in a very long time. Like, there's a lot of people saying they're not feeling this album whatsoever, but it's not the point for me to say whether it's good or not. Me, personally, I've never listened to a full Future album, so I couldn't give you an opinion or the other. People did tell me, they said, Charles, when that Big 3 conversation got a little wonky and we start saying Kendrick is out, you need to put Future in there, Charles, give him a listen, right? I can't put Future in a Big 3, not my Big 3. First of all, I don't have no Big 3 anyway. But end of the day, if we're talking Big 3, a lot of people listen to Future, but he doesn't get brought up in that conversation. I don't know why. I don't have no answer for you. Maybe it's the subject matter. Maybe he doesn't traditionally rap like traditional rappers, right? But it is what it is. Now, let me see. A lot of people have been dragging his album, according to Ashley. They have. Neen in her fields made it. All right. I'm not going to do a lot of fooling around showing things today because the internet is acting wonky. It's raining and acting crazy. So I'm just going to tell you what's going on. I want to talk about this thing. I think Snoop Dogg waited too late, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Truth Unfiltered said J. Cole made up that Big 3-ish.
I want to talk about. I want to move on from Atlanta. R.I.P. to Ali Boy. R.I.P. to Big and Rankin. Congrats to Future for going #1 again. Right. The deity. Thank you for this. The jewels, running the jewels. I appreciate you. I want to move on to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is releasing his biopic. He's picked an actor. He's picked the release date. He's going to release it apparently in 2027. I believe he said August of 2027. We're finally getting that Snoop biopic, right? I don't remember the name of it, but I do know he's already picked the director and everything. My whole thing is, guys, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Snoop's biopic. For one, I think he waited too late to try it. This is way too late. Snoop's name is way too muddy right now. Had Snoop done this, like when they dropped Straight Outta Compton, Snoop should have dropped this thing 2 years after that. Right now, after his shenanigans with Trump, his shenanigans with making a lot of people upset with the retelling of the Nas story in Central Park, when he said that Nas could have mopped them out if he wanted to. Oh, yeah, he made a lot of people upset with that story, right? Snoop made a lot of people upset because they were like, Snoop, you weren't even close to Nas or Pac. You were off to the side. So he told the story. He said that Tupac confronted Nas in the park. I believe it was Central Park. And Tupac was talking hella crazy to Nas. But Nas showed them grace because he was outnumbered 2-1, 3-1, something like that. This is according to Snoop. And Nas was a real G because he didn't let Pac work him up. He stood toe-to-toe with Pac, nose to nose. And he let Pac talk to him because Pac was like, listen, I'm about to diss you on this record. Don't respond. This, that, and the third. But allegedly they had chopped it up and made up. And Pac was like, whatever, that he was going to drop this record, but he couldn't stop the record. This is according to reports, right? He couldn't stop the record, but Nas needed to not respond, don't take it personal, or whatever. It's all kind of reports. Some reports saying he was barking on Nas. Like, watch your mouth, da-da-da. So it's all kind of reports. End of the day, Snoop tells the story that when they was in that park, yeah, Pac was there with a bunch of death row dudes because they had got dudes from the East Coast that was going to try to do, they were trying to do death row East. And a bunch of Jersey dudes came to the park with Suge and Tupac. And allegedly, Nas had a whole bunch of New York dudes in the cut that Tupac didn't see. And Nas could have snapped his fingers and it would have been over. Now, people got upset when Snoop told that story. They wasn't feeling that at all, right? They got upset with that. I think homeboy from the Outlaws, I was a Napoleon, had a lot to say about that, and a couple other people had a lot to say about that story. So people are upset about Snoop about that, lost a lot of goodwill over the last 5 years. Right? A couple of the Outlaws, the living Outlaws members, dissed them and this, that, and the third, right? Then he took over Death Row Records, and they're saying that, by all accounts, Snoop is running Death Row Records worse than Suge. Worse. It's hard to be worse, right? Hard to be worse. But they're saying, I've done several videos, some pretty well-received videos about Snoop running Death Row Records really, really poorly, okay? So that is not doing him any favors. They're alleging that he got Nate Dogg's masters out of his grandma's house. His son is looking for his masters. I want my daddy's records, right? Nate Dogg's son trying to get the records back. Snoop claiming he don't got them, right? Nate Dogg's son claiming that either his uncle took the masters, right? His uncle or father or whatever he is, or Snoop came and took the masters out of Nate Dogg's house. But somebody got the masters. So they're saying Snoop stole the masters unannounced, right? Salute the D for the super the Jules. I think I said that already. So that didn't bring him no goodwill. The people are over there saying Snoop is running death row terrible. He's not paying. Daz Dillinger saying Snoop not paying. He said at least Suge gave us something. They're saying Snoop is boxing out the older veterans over there at death row. He doing everything wrong. Not to mention he performing at MAGA related events, Bitcoin events, this, that, and the third. Intrepid Vixen, appreciate you for the jewels. So Snoop is getting no goodwill at this moment, right? And he ain't said, or better yet, what was the reason he told Daz and Corrupt to not go to Vegas the night Pac got unalived again? Okay? So there's a lot going on, but had he dropped this biopic before the last, I would even say, had he dropped it 3-4 years ago, it might have worked. But I think he saw the success of Michael. Some people are saying he saw the success of Michael, which is a highly successful. Michael already broke $1 billion. Already broke $1 billion. Queen B, appreciate you with the juice. So Snoop may have saw that. They told Snoop a long time ago, get this done. They told him a long time ago. My thing is, Snoop announced it for a August of 2027 release. They haven't even started filming. So you're going to get the script, get the cast, get the locations, start filming, get production done in Cali, moving around, get all your licenses, this, that, and the third. Edit it, promote it, get it all cooked. Mind you, you got 1 year. It's already going to be August. You have to do all of that and have it ready to go for August of next year. That means you got 12 months. To me, it's a gamble to say it's going to be done. Yeah, you can, but then it'll turn out a rush job. Remember what they did to Tupac's biopic? God awful, gang. God awful. What was the name of that biopic? All Eyes on Me. Oh yeah. Gravy playing Biggie. He did a good job as Biggie. And homeboy did indeed look like Tupac. But a lot of us left out of that movie theater unimpressed. Get the Russian shit. Get the Russian movies. I think that Snoop, he is rushing and gambling that this movie going to change hearts and minds. I'm going to tell you who is going to go see it. People like a lot of people who don't really follow Snoop no more. They're caught up in the old Snoop. Some of these MAGA people going to tap in. Some of these white people going to tap in. Some of them. And he might center it toward them. But for this movie to work, it really gotta center with us. It gotta center with the people who've been rocking with him for 20 plus years, 30 years at this point. It gotta make it work. He said the biopic will just be about his Snoop Lion phase. That's hilarious. OGT Bella said, I am a Pac stan, and I watched all of 5 minutes of that movie. That movie was god awful. God awful. Like, of biopics, I can only think, well, it might be 5 worse than that movie, right? I think they jacked up TLC's. I think, was it Aaliyah? Was somebody jacked up a bunch of them? Whitney's. They jacked up a bunch of them, but that Tupac biopic might be one of the worst. And if you ask somebody, I think I saw on YouTube, I think last year they were debating that it wasn't that bad. It was some prominent YouTubers. They had a whole debate that we slept on that movie. It wasn't so bad, guys. You guys are making too much of this. Poison Ivy in the building. So some people weren't as they're trying to double back and say that Tupac movie wasn't that bad. What it was is Tupac has too much of a legacy to run through. Can't run through it. Actually, like they did the Wu-Tang series, they did 3 seasons of Wu-Tang. Could have went 5. Now, did RZA do a bunch of reimagining and a lot of RZA wasted a lot of time in this. I'm gonna be honest. He did a lot of imaginary stuff in there, but the Wu-Tang biopic series to me was good. Even though Homeboy was talking like this when he was doing RZA. I'm the RZA. Like Homeboy was doing RZA, it was weird. Even with that, you had Shamar playing Raekwon. Is it Shamik? I mean, Shamik playing Raekwon. The Wu-Tang series was good, but they needed 3 seasons, and they still didn't get it all. So a Tupac movie almost gotta be a trilogy, honestly. Right? Trilogy. See, and I said, I gotta check your ID for someone to tell me that Pac movie wasn't that bad. Oh, yeah, there was a whole discussion. This was when I was like a small-time YouTuber. There was a whole discussion of prominent YouTubers. Some of them were like, yo, B, it wasn't that bad. Listen, they had all the elements. They talked about this, that, and the third. They were trying to say why it was good. No, it was bad, guy. It was bad. They was really pretty adamant. It might have been Homeboy that was in it. I think it might have been Homeboy that was in it. I think it was Homeboy that was in the movie saying it wasn't that bad. I gotta follow that up. But I remember seeing they were discussing that movie not being that bad, and you guys weren't. People were getting mad about it. Actually, it made beef. I think it was Mano. Like it was prominent people. It might have been Mano saying that the movie wasn't that bad. Gang, I'm searching my memory. I feel like it was Mano saying. I'm going down a rabbit hole. My mind is wandering right now. I think it was Mano saying that it wasn't that bad. I'm just gonna be honest, because he's in it. I don't remember 100%, but there was talk that movie wasn't that bad. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. So I say all that to say this: the Snoop biopic is going to be. It feels rushed. I don't know if you guys know, but saying you're going to do something, people plan trips with more time than this sometimes, right? Guys, the reunion, the family reunion next year, we already got the hotel. You could just pay $60 deposit, pay $60 a month. Then you could be you, me, you, Earl. We can go together. People plan stuff this long. That's way less detailed. The family reunion, you know about the family reunion a year in advance. A whole movie, Snoop, and you ain't even begin production. You don't have a cast, and it's goodwill. Like I said, Snoop goodwill is really in the tank right now. I'm just gonna be honest. Snoop I just did a video. He was doing Pop It Like It's Hot. Was it Pop It Like It's Hot? He had a stripper on a stripper pole and a little girl up there dancing that looked like she was like 7. Snoop making really weird decisions. Really weird decisions. That's the biggest video I had this year about Snoop with that little girl on stage. And people were appalled. They were appalled. Big Heck said, is there enough there to make it? Oh, no, there's enough there. No, Snoop lived a full life. It's just recently that Snoop life is coming under fire. No, Snoop has a full life. A Snoop movie done well would probably change some of his a lot of disdain people have for him, because Snoop really lived a full life. Snoop was facing life in prison. He beat a murder charge early on in his career. So Snoop has a lot to say. But if it's done wrong, Snoop coaches Little League football. Like, his life is crazy, right? And I know the last 5 years have been going down for Snoop. A lot of people are feeling a way about Snoop, and I understand, right? But before we saw him rise to the very top of the game, arguably, right? Was it Glasses Malone that's arguably said he was bigger than Tupac at the time? And he was at a time. Snoop was bigger than Tupac. It's not a question. Snoop was bigger than Pac. It's not even a question. When Snoop was on death row, he was bigger than Tupac. It's not even what we're talking about. But then Death Row failed. Pac came and eclipsed everybody when he got to Death Row, right? He fell off. He did that magazine article I keep talking about where I don't know who remembers Snoop being in that magazine saying I need help. I'm down on my luck. I'm still stuck in this contract with Death Row, and Suge Knight is not paying me anything because Suge was in jail. Good morning, Miss Hummins in the building. I appreciate you. Good morning, Poison Ivy. Queen B, I see you. Snoop was desperate. He was in, I believe it was either Source Magazine or Double XL, one of the rap books. He was on the cover because Snoop was broke. He didn't know how to tour. He didn't know how to get money out here. That's when Master P came because nobody knew Snoop was going through it. He had house notes, all this kind of stuff. He didn't know where his next dollar was coming from. He was desperate. He went into a magazine interview and told everybody, right? Told everybody that I am struggling. That's when Master P stepped in, sat down with Suge, right? The intimidating Suge Knight. Everybody was scared of Suge. He shook the industry. He had the cigar in one hand, right? Dressed in red. If you walked over the Death Row symbol, you got beat down. That's Suge. Well, Master P wasn't scared of Suge or nobody else. He went in there, talked Suge down, and got Snoop out of that deal, and went and gave Snoop a whole new life. And Snoop was very humble and thankful. Snoop got a long. Listen, this movie could be done very well if you really look at Snoop's life. Snoop really, he really knew Pac and Big like that. Like, he really got a long life. So it's a lot there. His story is, let's just keep it a buck. It's amazing, whether we want to say he's lying or not. Snoop has an amazing story. If we being honest. Snoop survived all of that. Went on to still drop it like it's hot and all this stuff. Snoop's career is immaculate. Right? Didn't he rap with Method Man and everybody? So, but at the end of the day, as this internet started to progress, Snoop got caught up in trying to. I told you he was at one point he was destitute, broke. So I think Snoop made a pact that he would never be broke again. So he takes every job. He literally takes it might be 2 or 3 of Snoop's running around because the niggas everywhere. This motherfucker be recording in Cali somewhere. He in the studio. He at the Olympics and he at the game coaching the kids all at the same time. You like this? Wait, I thought Snoop was in Tokyo at the Olympic Games. So it might be 3 of these motherfuckers running around. But he takes every job. And he was at the Versus. He gained a little bit of that. He gained a little bit of that goodwill back when he dropped that shit at the Versus with Master P. It was hard, gang. Let's just be honest. So I know we feel a way as a community about Snoop right now. I get it. I feel the same way too. And Diego, you're right. Snoop changing stories on Pocket's death. I think Snoop, some people believe they change stuff in their mind. It is what it is. And he wants to be on the right side of history. But there is an amazing story there. Calvin Brodus out of where's Snoop from? Is he from he's from Long Beach? Calvin Brodus from Long Beach, right? Doesn't know anything about the business. He signs with a Dr. Dre at the time. Dr. Dre was in flux, trying to keep his name alive. He had just walked away from he walked away from Death Row, told Suge Knight to keep every dollar. He walked away from Death Row broke, right? And Suge, and he had to take Snoop with him. But he signed Snoop in the beginning. They put him on Death Row. They made Chronic, this, that, and the third. The story's immaculate. He came out of nowhere with Dre. He didn't know the game. Snoop looked like a rapper that was reading off the paper when he first came out. Creek with me when I crawled through he didn't know how many bars to write. He turned into an international superstar. That is a long story. So he got interesting things. But I think that he waited too late for this biopic. They had a lookalike Snoop in the goddamn Tupac movie. They had a lookalike Snoop back then, right? Ashley said, nah, Snoop had an amazing life and a good movie could be there. Snoop is just an unreliable narrator. So if someone else takes it over, then it would be fire. He's going to have to step away from it. Thank you, Your Music Diva, for the jewels. Run the jewels. All right. He's going to need somebody else to take the reins. But Snoop's story, if we can just get back to just the story, not Snoop as we are mad at him right now. The story. Snoop had an amazing, as a rapper, this dude is chilling with Martha Stewart right now, gang. He pops up on every show that you can imagine, and he get goodwill. Snoop could smoke in any building in the country right now. You ain't never heard of Snoop going to jail for no weed or nothing. Snoop is beloved on all sides of the table. Right? So all things Tam said he should have did it right after Straight Outta Compton. It would have been fire hot. Because let's be honest, nothing really happened after that we need to see in the movie. They had a lookalike Snoop in that movie. Was it Nipsey? I don't know. I don't remember. Somebody played Snoop. I don't remember. I feel like Nipsey was in one of the movies. I don't remember for sure. But now it's too late. I don't think it's there no more. He's going to get people going to go. Let's be honest. People going to go if he does it right, but I think he's rushing it. Because he got to get Dre's story right. He got to get Easy. Everything got to lead up to him. And they got to show him grimy with nothing. A hero story. I don't think they're going to do that right. They're going to expect us just to love Snoop and come because it's Snoop. He can talk about his wife, his kids, like, it's so much going on. When NWA, they tried to put NWA back together, wasn't Snoop added as the fourth member to replace Eazy-E? There's a lot there, right? But I think Snoop waited too long for this situation. All right. See, and I said, I'm not going to go, Challz. All right, man. That's enough about Snoop. My stance on it is, Snoop, you waited too long. You dropped the ball. I don't think people are going to go. I'm going to be honest. All right. They're going to go, but it ain't going to be like you think. Ain't going to be no Michael Jackson billion. All right. Let me keep it pushing. Now, I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of hubbub on Twitter over this Drake reference track dropping. It didn't even, okay, let's be, if you already know, the track was done by another guy. If you already heard, it was already a song, right? But Homeboy got interviewed, and the interviewer asked him, do you have the demo? And can you play it? Okay, I'm not playing no clips today. No clips. We just gonna talk. If you want to see the clip, go on your Twitter. It's there. It's probably on YouTube by now. And it's probably all over the place. Probably on your Instagram. Homeboy plays the clip. Right? It's a UK producer named Elcon. He plays the clip. It is literally, even when the beat switch, everything is the same. It is the hook, the chorus. When the beat switches, some of the ad-libs, part of that chorus. So it's the entire song. Now, what we could say if you're going to say something good about it, you can say Drake has a good ear for music. Homeboy's really unknown, and he made a good record. Drake heard it, and whatever. Now, if you're going to be on the other side of it, you'd be like, another one. Ghost Riders. They're all on Twitter talking about the Ghost Rider conversation that I've been having for 7-8 years, where you still trying to put a rapper in the conversation with real rappers. but he got ghostwriters. The conversation is getting crazy over there. They're saying on both sides of the aisle, they're saying they try to equate, well, this is the same thing that Kendrick did with Luther. It's not the same thing, my G. It's literally a post out there going viral right now. This is the same thing that Kendrick did with Luther. He didn't write that chorus either. If you're going to hold them to the same standards. No, my G. No. Luther is a sample of Luther Vandross singing a chorus from another song. Okay? They looped it, made a song, Kendrick put verses down. Not the same. Nokia was a song by another person that was released. They went and took almost line for line the beat and everything. Let me read it. Drake's song Nokia features a prominent vocal and beat guide that circulated online as a reference track, which actually incorporates the classic 1994 Nokia tune ringtone, produced alongside UK producer Elcon, right? The track builds its rhythm from the iconic vintage Nokia ringtone melody. Elcon originally laid down initial vocal guides, including Baby Girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl, before Drake took the concept, wrote his verses, and finalized the official OVO release. Fans' discussions and social media clips labeled early producer demo rough cuts of the song as a reference track, sparking online debates about its creation before the initial single dropped. So they were talking about this reference track a year ago. Now, what re-sparked it was when the producer, right? When the producer came out on an interview and played the song with his own vocals, saying the things that Drake are saying right now. So there is no reference track of Kendrick being said, told what to say and say it like this and use this voice inflection. It's different, right? It's different. And Shay, you're right. I don't get it. This is old news. This reference track came out as soon as the song broke. The reference track been out. It was a whole nother song. Homeboy made a song, but it didn't go nowhere, right? Homeboy made it. He made the whole song. It was his song. I think he got a video and everything. Didn't go nowhere. Drake's camp scoured, found the song as they do, and they put it out. They redid it, but they kept the beat, kept everything the same, and even used Homeboy's hook and everything. That at that point is a reference track. But it only came back up as a point of contention when Homeboy went on his interview and she pressed him. She said, do you have the original? Can you play it? So he played it, right? And here we are. So people are once again reigniting this convo. And that's why it's back up again, right? Drakey said exactly they exposed Aubrey before the song came out. Right? Now, I don't know how far the video and song went, but I remember seeing Homeboy dancing to this video when Nokia first came out. It was already out. So it's really not a demo, right? I saw him dancing to it. So it's not a ghostwriter thing. Homeboy had already made the song. Right? If I'm not mistaken. But what's going on is people are revisiting that because once they heard him play it all over again, it sparked it back up, right? End of the day. So that's just another example of this situation where we have a lot of credit being given. That was the biggest song he had last year. And it might be the biggest song up to date. I'm not sure. I've done in the last 2 years. I'm not sure. But that's when we had these conversations, they kind of lopsided. When you're using other people's full songs, even the stuff, is it Stacy? Like all of that, this comes into question, gang, and I'm leaving it at that. And yes, beautiful Leo, he's a pop act, and that's all I've been saying. Once we just can acknowledge that, we can stop these conversations, right? So what's Homeboy from Canada, Shawn Mendes? He's Shawn Mendes, right? Mike Lyons said that's Charles' favorite Drake song. No. I like the old. I like the older Drake. I like Drake with the melodies. Listen, Mike. As a matter of fact, though, that song, I'm gonna be honest though, that damn baby girl, that been making me laugh for at least a year. That pops into my head randomly, and I will say, baby girl, I will say that. Now, is it my favorite song? Absolutely not. But that does crack me up. I'm gonna be honest. And no, Drisky, I never ever once said stop teasing me. Never once said that in my grown man riding around. Yeah, no, that's not me. I don't ride around. I don't listen to the song. I don't listen to none of that. But that baby girl has tickled me. I find that to be one of the funniest things that a rapper may have ever said. I can't think of nothing funnier. I'm trying. I don't got nothing funnier than that. That shit is hilarious, right? That's funny to me. I find it hilarious. But like I was talking about Shawn Mendes, we don't put Shawn Mendes in these conversations. He's a pop star. Maybe he can rap, maybe he can't. But let him be a pop rapper. And then we could stop this nonsense. All right? I think last but not least, your boy 50's getting at Rick Ross for quote-unquote flopping. As expected, right? As expected. So Rick Ross is going to do, they predicted him to do around 26,000. Now, 50 in 50 fashion is going to clown that. He's going to clown that because these guys are at it for years. Now Rick Ross is bugging out. He took offense to it. But these guys are mortal enemies. And Rick Ross clowns him. They get back and forth. So he one-upped them. Now, I said yesterday, and I'm going to stand on it, right? Beautiful Leo said, I like that part too. I'm going to stand on this. For an independent artist, 26,000 is not bad at all. I know we like to clown Rick Ross and we like to give him the business, but 26,000 for an independent artist is not bad at all. Not to mention, we don't know to what extent, but he's saying, I already got paid for the album anyway. Rick Ross claims he already got paid, which to me means more than likely he sold the album to one of these firms that are snatching up music, snatching up masters, and sitting on them, letting them appreciate, right? Letting them appreciate and grow in value. They will play the long game with these albums. What they do is they're buying up these catalogs from all these people, just like Irv Gotti sold his for allegedly $300 million. Before he passed, he sold the whole Murder Inc., if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe 50%. I think he sold it all. 300 mil, something crazy like that, so he can go do his movies and do Tales and this, that, and the third. Rick Ross claims he has sold his stuff. And I saw your comment, Jen. I'm going to get to that about what happened to my promoter playlist. I don't know. It should be there. But Rick Ross has probably sold this album before it even dropped to these firms that are buying up masters. So he probably has his masters already tied up with one of these companies. It's going to make money for him. Now, like I said, Memphis just hit it on the head. Hip hop has always been about the music, not the numbers. But a person like Rick Ross and 50 Cent, they're going to talk about numbers. 26,000 for an independent artist is great. Nas does 30 consistently. Nas does 30,000. So I'm not going to sit here and clown Rick Ross for doing 26, which to him is a flop. But all the music all the numbers are down in the music business, except for Future. Apparently, he did 131,000. But end of the day, it looks like these two going to be mortal enemies forever, right? And 50, rightfully so, going to clown him. And it is what it is. In the eyes of industry people, that's a flop. That's a flop to them. In their world, that's a flop. independent artists, that's amazing. We just saw Joey Badass do what? Between I think either 6 or 9,000. Joey Badass did like 9,000 copies, right? Lizzo just did 3,000 copies. So those are historic flops. So him not doing that, because if they would have told me to gamble and what Rick Ross is going to sell, I would have said 10,000. I would have said Rick Ross is going to do 10,000 or less. So to me, he did more than I thought he would, to be honest. I didn't expect 26,000. I was expecting 9 to 10,000. So it is what it is. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that, man. Listen, I'm not going to be here all day today. I'm not going to be here all day today. Mike said 9K. Miss Hummer said, I can't wait for somebody to humble 50 Cent. I don't think you can humble him. He doesn't. I don't think 50 Cent almost soulless. Like, I don't think you can humble him. He done declared bankruptcy. He done all this stuff and still came out of the other side. So I think he's the kind of guy that's just going to wait his turn. Even if something bad happened, he'll just wait it out. So you can't humble him. You can't humble him. She said, I want to humble him to 25 cents. It's just crazy. But I just dropped a video yesterday. Check it out. It's I can't believe it says I've never seen academics this scared. Tap into that video because Zach is really scared out here. He's claiming that he has confirmation from Larry Jackson that Rock Nation has put a hit out on him far as smearing him, and they're on a 100% smear campaign. I just dropped that video yesterday. So lock into that. I did drop a video also about 38 Special and verse Jadakiss about the problem with that. I think that 38 Special needs to humble himself and fall back with this Jadakiss beef. I think it's a one-sided beef. I think he wants to be taken seriously in this business, and he was on his way to doing really, really well until he got at that Jadakiss situation, and now it's out of hand. They talking about green lights on him, this, that, and the third. It's crazy. Go watch that video when you get a chance. I do, as I always do. I do a lot of advice when I do these videos. They sound critical, but I give advice in every single video. I'm an older gentleman. I'm supposed to, right? Or if you're going to be an OG, I give 38 Special a lot of good advice. I give Drake advice. I give everybody. I give Matt Hoffa advice. Matt Hoffa dead ass. I'm gonna be honest. I know he listened to my advice because everything I said for Matt Hoffa to do in my video, Matt Hoffa did all of it. It got back on his feet because Matt Hoffa had failed bad when he lost that barbershop, right? So I put a lot of advice in there, and I give 38 Special a lot of advice. I'm like, we all get it. Doesn't matter if you bodied him or not at this point on that one song. One song don't change the culture. One song is not going to make everybody turn on Jadakiss in response to your verse. And you can have five better verses than Jadakiss. He's cemented. He rapped with Biggie. It's two different things. So fall back. They need to patch that up and move forward. So go watch that video when you get a chance. All right. Head on over to these guys. black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Richie just tapped in. Richie, you just missed the whole conversation about Snoop's biopic and Pac's biopic. You missed that whole conversation. But tap into black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. All right. I also got a Patreon account. You can join my Patreon for free. Lock in over there. Just search Charles Brown on Patreon. The What Show's coming back. We coming back strong. This, that, and the third. All right. I appreciate you guys for tapping in with me on this, that, and the third. I do got to get out of here today. I got to go do other things. All right. Crown K, I appreciate you. I hope I didn't miss no Jules. I love you guys for running Jules. All right. Let me see. I ain't missing nobody. Life as is. Deluxe in the building. Right. Salute to Deluxe tapping in. As usual, all right? So it was just a good morning. Lady, right? I wish I could sing like D'Angelo, but salute the lady for being in here. Natrice, we had a lot of superstars in the building. I appreciate you. Tam, Mike Lyons. Gang, listen, I'm out of here. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. And I know they're like, George, you started late. Listen, I'm out of here. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
I need the whole left side. Every seat by the window, I need the whole back of the bus. Everybody, move over. You too. Slide your feet over. Everything by this window, I need this. All these seats. Move over. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. Look. He deserve an EGOT, he hot, colored like a peacock. Idiot, slapper, scrapper, mad rapper, D-dot. Bad dopper, clapper, bad rapper. 3 shots, lethal weapons, lethal injections throughout your T-top. JFK smiling down through the treetops. Like hold your head, my nigga, wait for the beat drop. Old niggas wagging fingers like it's bebop. Cowboys and girls whistling world like it's teapots. My pen to make your arm heavy G-shot. While your mom trolling steady on